There's big news for Vancouver families. See what a bond measure set for February could do to your community school. And it's all hands on deck in a new kind of classroom. Find out how maker spaces change the way students learn. Plus, the lesson these firefighters shared with students as they brought their big red fire engine to school. Hello and welcome to Inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Carl Click. We begin with exciting news that will have a major impact on our schools. The district is asking voters to approve a bond measure that will rebuild or revamp older schools and will build new schools too. On November 8th, the school board voted to put a bond proposal in front of voters. That election will be in February of next year. There are a lot of numbers, but here are the basics. The bond would total $458 million. The district would also bring in approximately $50 million in matching funds from the state. It has already earned almost $43 million in a class size reduction grant. So how much would it cost you? For a median home assessed at $225,000, the tax bond rate would be about $20 more per year than property owners are currently paying. In 3 years, the total bond rate would actually go down as older bonds are paid off. So why is the district asking for a bond, and where would that money go? First, growing enrollment at Vancouver schools. For example, several elementary schools are on the verge of going over 700 students, which is far more than they were built for decades ago. Another reason, the cost of building schools will rise with inflation and interest rates. In just the last year, construction inflation went up 9%. Building now will save money later. And third, the use of portable classrooms and the need to replace vital systems, such as heating and cooling, make older schools less conducive to student learning. For 7 older schools, which are past their lifespans, the bond would pay for replacement school buildings. Every other school in the district would get modernizations. To plan for these projects, the district has been holding symposia where students, parents, teachers, and administrators map out what they want to see in a new building. Recent sessions included Columbia River High School, which would get a new wing, and the Leaser campus, which would move to a revamped building. The best ideas from these symposia may find their way into the final designs put forth by architects. There is a lot of information available about the bond project on the school district's website, vansd.org/reschools. Get a breakdown on the project schools identified for replacement and expansion, and see how the bond could affect your neighborhood school. A Vancouver school earns a statewide honor. Franklin Elementary is a Washington School of Distinction. As we discovered, there's plenty of credit to go around.
It's not a normal and average school that you would go to, so it can be very challenging sometimes.
And that's just the way they like it at Franklin Elementary School.
Our school is special because this is the only Chinese immersion school of the whole district.
In some classes at Franklin, students speak almost entirely in Mandarin Chinese. Other classrooms are more traditional, but both are getting results.
What we're doing is working, holding high standards for kids, but also having a family atmosphere and promoting responsibility and caring and kindness with our students, I think translates into being a school of distinction.
To earn the State of Washington School of Distinction honor, Franklin had to show 5 straight years of improvement in English and math performance. It's in the top 5% in the state for school improvement. Getting there starts with the students.
When kids feel supported, they do better. In school, they work harder.
What makes Franklin so special is that the staff and teachers here are very supportive and caring and loving of their students.
It's good because they're very strict, and it's good for the kids.
Teachers balance 2 different languages with one common goal.
It is very tricky, and it takes a lot of extra work, and the teachers really have to trust each other.
They also have to trust mom and dad.
What can we do in class, and then what can we do at home, and then how do we get those 2 things to work together?
With all the staff and all the students, parents working together, we did create a really good learning environment for all the students.
It's a learning environment the entire community can be proud of.
I know that this school is a very special school, and it should be because we try very hard here.
Franklin was one of 6 schools in Southwest Washington to earn the School of Distinction Award. It joined several other VPS schools in years past in winning that title. Congrats to Franklin. 2 seniors from Vancouver schools are National Merit semi-finalists. It's one of the biggest academic honors a high school student can earn. They are Connor Rasmussen from Skyview and Nicholas Neathammer from Columbia River High School. Connor takes difficult advanced placement courses, plays the oboe in the Skyview Orchestra, and is also a member of the tennis team. Nicholas is enrolled full-time in River's International Baccalaureate program, which involves rigorous academic coursework. He also plays tennis and baseball for the Chieftains. Congrats to both students, and good luck moving on in this competition. Time now for our We Learn story, where we focus on how technology is improving learning in our classrooms. And today we're looking at hands-on learning. It's an age-old idea, getting a new look in schools across the country, including here in Vancouver. Amanda Richter introduces us to maker spaces.
A room full of third graders buzzes with ideas and excitement. Their objective?
We have to try to build a car and make sure it rolls without falling apart.
The class is not in its regular room. It's in Ogden Elementary School's new makerspace.
It's a place where you build different stuff. You have a challenge and you have to try to solve the problem.
In Ogden's makerspace, students have access to materials for hands-on learning projects. Teachers can either come up with their own assignments or use prepared curriculum.
The teacher says what we're going to build, and then he's like, 3, 2, 1, go.
Students learn problem solving and teamwork in a space where failure is okay.
We sit at a table and we suggest ideas, and then we do it, and then if it fails, then we try another idea.
That concept is also key at Skyview High School, which just opened its own makerspace.
Really, the idea behind a makerspace is about students having the opportunity to try new things without the worry of failure. We actually embrace failure here in the makerspace.
That's because failure leads to problem solving, new ideas, and deeper understanding.
It's really important for students to be able to get their hands on something physical and manipulate things and really understand how it works, not just press a button and it just automatically works.
Skyview's makerspace is in its library and was filled with gear partially paid for by a grant. That includes a 3D printer, computers with coding software, art supplies, and a sewing machine.
I like the variety of things that we have here. It accommodates a whole lot of people, whether you want to learn programming or play with art supplies to create something, or print something on the 3D printer. You have all those options.
Like the name says, makerspaces are all about creating things, like lifelong learners. Inside Vancouver Public Schools, I'm Amanda Richter.
Thanks, Amanda. As I mentioned earlier, Vancouver voters may approve a bond measure in February, and planning has already begun. The maker spaces are part of those plans. We stopped in at a district planning office, which is working with architects to plan for possible school replacements and improvements. The symposia we showed you earlier, where school communities share ideas with district leaders, are producing concrete ideas, and maker spaces keep coming up.
And if our community, our staff, our parents, our kids are asking for maker spaces and this is what they need, we need to hear that so that we can reflect that in the construction.
No designs are final at this point, and they won't be until the bond measure is approved. To pass, it must have a 60% supermajority. Students at a number of Vancouver elementary schools got to meet some community heroes. Firefighters from Clark County Fire District 6 gave presentations all over the area for Fire Prevention Month. Nick Vole caught up with their Big Red engine at Chinook Elementary School.
You can't go wrong if you show up with a fire engine.
Chinook Elementary School kindergartners can back up that claim.
Chinook was one of 8 schools visited by Clark County Fire District 6 in October for Fire Prevention Month.
The best fire that we will ever fight is the one that we never get called for. So we're really trying to tell the kids, here's what you should do to either prevent a fire from starting, and if one does, here's how you react to it.
Outside, kindergartners learn about all of the gear firefighters use in an emergency, like their fancy suits.
So it can protect them from the fire.
They get a demonstration about what they're supposed to do if there's smoke in their house.
Crawl on the ground.
And what to do if there's a fire.
When there's a fire, I have to go out of the house. And then you can go to a neighbor's house.
The students even got to go in the truck.
Need help?
Inside the classroom, the students heard more about fire safety and a story about a dragon, and learned what firefighters do every day.
They put out fires and save people and save their lives.
Seeing firefighters up close and that bright red fire engine left at least one student thinking about her future.
If we decide to be a firefighter someday when we're grown up.
That's awesome. You're 6 too? You guys are so awesome.
Thanks, Nick. High school students from across the district gave back to their communities by helping clean up nature. Students in the VOLUNTEEN program meet just about every week, and they head out and about into our community. Our friends at CVTV caught up with some at Whipple Creek removing litter. It's a partner program between the City of Vancouver and Clark County Public Works. The students are all between the ages of 14 and 19, so basically high schoolers. If you know of a student who may be interested in participating, head to the website on your screen, cityofvancouver.us/volunteen. A pair of McLaughlin middle schoolers are in second place in an international science competition. Luke Seeley and Connor O'Keefe, seen here in their submission video to the contest, took silver in the Bit Olympics. The competition challenged inventors to develop a real or imaginary sport using little bits, which are sort of like Legos meet robots. Luke and Connor's soccer entry got them noticed. Both plan to expand their robotics knowledge by participating in school programs this year. Their next idea is to build a remote control car that can be commanded from a smartphone. Nice job, Luke and Connor. Theater students at Fort Vancouver High School get an up-close look at how the professionals do it. They attended a performance of Little Shop of Horrors, but as Nick Vole reports, before they set off downtown, one of the pros came to see them.
1, 2, 3.
It's safe to say that this drama workshop at Fort Vancouver High School is hands-on. Although the slaps are fake, the lessons are real. These drama students are learning from professional actor and teacher Nick Kessler of Portland's Center Stage.
You get this person who knows what they're doing, and they've been doing this, and they're obviously good at what they're doing, so it's cool to have someone kind of show you the ropes.
The students are headed to see a PCS performance of the classic musical Little Shop of Horrors, but first they listen and learn.
It's exciting to turn them on to the ideas of the play that they're about to see.
And as you saw, they also slap each other.
Well, I'm not really a violent person, and so it was so I was a little bit and my partner was like, just do it, come on. And I'm like, okay.
There is some domestic violence in this show, and we have to address it. It can be shocking, it can be off-putting. So we did some stage combat just to show how they would do it on stage and to demystify some of the violence.
While the stage fighting got the kids up and moving, the ideas behind the play got them thinking about moral and ethical dilemmas and how the characters respond. Students also learned about 1960s America.
When the play was created, what was the climate in American culture?
I guess it was kind of just a cool history lesson to see the context of what the play is and how people were feeling at that moment and how that related to how people in society were acting.
Speaking of acting, Nick Kessler believes the lessons of drama will carry forward with these students, no matter what their future career.
Theater and arts education allows people to get some experience with just being in front of others and conveying an idea.
The idea he's passing along? These young actors can do whatever they set their minds to.
Their spark of creativity is absolutely worth fanning into flame.
Thanks again, Nick. That's not the only news out of Fort. The Gear Up program there gets a big donation thanks to local 7-Eleven stores. Students and staff accepted a big check for $2,322 presented by 7-Eleven franchisees from around the greater Vancouver area. It's part of the company's Project A-Game, a community outreach program to help kids. The funds support college readiness and college access efforts at schools, which is exactly what Gear Up is. That program shows kids, especially those from lower income homes, that college is possible and how to get there. Students and staff at Fruit Valley Elementary celebrate superheroes and the heroes among their community in a special assembly. The school dressed as heroes and accepted a big gift from Georgia Pacific and the Kids in Need Foundation. They donated 1,400 packs of paper to the school and also sent home every student with a bag of school supplies. It was a fun day for the kids and a generous donation to the school. That's just about it for us. Remember that you can catch more school district news on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/VanSDTV. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, I'm Carl Click.